morning, or good afternoon, or good night, wherever you're at. So, one of my subscribers brought something up to me last night that I totally forgot to mention on my channel. I don't have to talk about this, but I don't mind talking about it. I didn't really think anybody would notice because it was such a small thing. My YouTube name and my last name. Please forgive me. I just woke up about an hour and a half ago, so no makeup. I haven't even moisturized yet. Still having my morning cup of coffee. So last summer, my husband was adopted when he was 5 years old, and he never knew anything about his biological family. He didn't know a thing because he was too young. He didn't remember anything, but as he got older, he was always curious, like any adopted child would be, about their biological family. The foster people that he lived with, or his adoptive family that he lived with, they were very religious people and very critical about David, my husband, finding out who his biological family was. Basically, to sum it up, they wouldn't let him. They never really talked about his biological family. They gave him like snippets of like little things about the day that he came into their lives and things like that, but they never really talked about his biological family. His whole entire life, he was always made to believe that his biological family was no good, that they were alcoholic, drug addicts, and that they didn't love him. And my husband actually has two biological siblings. He has a brother and a sister, and that's pretty much all he ever knew. His brother and his sister and him were adopted into the same family, so they grew up together, fortunately. But like I said, the bad side is that Dave was always really curious, but he never got any answers. Then summer of 2024 came. My husband got a weird message from a man, and he started asking him questions like, is your name David Pace? Which is my old last name on my channel, you know. Of course, my husband was like, who is this? Why are you asking me these questions? He found out that this guy that was messaging him was his long lost brother, and that his brother, which his name is Sean, also had information about his biological mom, his biological dad, and his other biological brothers and sisters that he had no idea about. This all happened. It was the morning. It was hot outside, I remember, and it was all happened on our front porch. All this information just started being revealed, and it was very emotional. We all cried. It was very awesome. It was amazing. It was the coolest thing ever. The bad side was, and this was the most soul crushing of it all, Dave, my husband, found out, unfortunately, that months prior, his biological father killed in a horrible accident. This had happened 2 to 3 months before my husband and Sean had found each other. Sean found Dave like 2 or 3 months after this had happened. And that's really what pushed Sean to look for the other guys, the other family members, because he wanted to. I mean, it kind of just emotionally pushed him to, really go forward with it and to keep searching. And he really wanted to find my husband. And the reason why was because he had heard stories from their biological father and the other family members that my husband was their dad's favorite. And he talked about him all the time, about my husband, and that he was always very regretful and mournful about losing his son. But during the grief, my husband also did find out that his last name was not, by law it is, but he had found out what his real biological name was. And out of respect and out of honor and out of memoriam and out of just being who he wanted to be finally, knew who he was finally, he wanted to change his last name to his biological last name, which is what's on my channel. And me being his wife, I had to follow in his footsteps. And I wanted to because I'm his wife and out of respect for my husband. So I changed my last name. Now, I had changed my last name on my other social media platforms, but I totally forgot to change my last name on my YouTube. I don't know why, but I just completely forgot. And also, I kind of battled with it for a while because my YouTube name had been Mickey Pace for so long that I was afraid that if I changed it, I was going to start losing subscribers, as well as people they're not going to know who I was, because they're going to be like, okay, who's this girl? Which is weird because you can see my face. I didn't change. It's just my name. So that is the reason why my last name is changed on my channel. It's still the same old me. It's just that that's the story and that's why this happened. And it came out of something that was really amazing and really great. But I know that this is what I was worried about, that it was going to confuse some people and it was going to make me lose subscribers, which unfortunately it did. I lost a couple of people. I don't know if maybe they just thought, like, I don't know who this person is, and they saw on their thing and they're like, I don't know this person, unsubscribe. Well, so we have not legally went after to do the whole entire thing because 25 for us started out with a bang. It's been a very stressful beginning of the year. We've had a lot of things financially come at us. We've had a lot of like just tiny little things here and there that need to be tweaked and things that need to be changed and adjustments that need to be made. And the last name thing kind of got thrown on the back burner. We really haven't had the ability or the time to go through with that. Do we intend on doing it? Yes, we do intend on changing our last names legally. It's just that right now it's just impossible for us to even go through with that process because it's a whole entire thing of itself. So we're hoping maybe by the end of this year we'll be able to do it. If not, then we're probably going to end up doing it at the beginning of next year. But it is what it is right now. My next door neighbor is incredibly mad. He did not want to go to work. So that is the story on my channel and why my last name has changed. I don't really want to get into more than what I just said because it's not my story to tell, it's my husband's. And I don't want to talk about his private life completely more than I already have on my channel. But it's still me. It's still Mickey. Every time I come to you guys, I'm holding a cup of coffee. I usually do my YouTube videos in the morning. My kids aren't home, they're at school. It's quiet in the house. I don't like doing videos in the afternoon. It's impossible. Yesterday, I was gonna start a vlog and I said, screw it. It wasn't gonna happen. Anyways, just wanted to make this quick little video and hope to speak to y'all again soon.